Welcome back into Great Day, Washington. Well, July is Fibroid Awareness Month.
And while the term may be recognizable, many women don't know what fibroids are or how to tell if they actually have them.
So here to educate us is women's health advocate, Coach Ella Destiny. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me this morning.
Sure.
Great to have you.
Yeah, well, let's get started. What are fibroids for anyone that doesn't know?
So fibroids are non-cancerous tumors that form on the uterus. They can be on the uterus, in the uterus. They vary in size. They could be the size of a little small pea to the size of a watermelon. They vary in size, yes.
The size of a watermelon?
Yes,
oh my
they grow. And so oftentimes when you see women with large stomachs, you think that they're expecting when they have fibroids, and that was my case.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do people realize when it's a pea? I could see you being like, I didn't know I had it. But a watermelon, you've got to know.
I'm assuming that's one of the signs. What are some other signs?
So some of the signs are you might have lower back pain. You might have heavy bleeding for long periods of time. You also may have like painful sex, different things like that. Anemia, fatigue. Those are all signs that you could be in trouble and have fibroids.
They're painful too, right?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. How do you go about getting them treated then?
So a lot of times when you go to your OB, they don't tell you that there are other options. And so with me, I had a hysterectomy. They didn't tell me there were other options. And so when they did my hysterectomy, they severed my intestines. I spent a week on life support. And so, I had 11 abdominal surgeries. I don't have a navel anymore. I have a scar from hip to hip as if someone sawed me in half, and it's all because I didn't know that there were other options. I am an ambassador for USA Fibroid Centers, and they specialize in UFE, or uterine fibroid embolization, and that is where they go in. They make a small incision in your wrist. It's minimally invasive. They go in, they cut off the circulation to the fibroids, and they shrink them and ultimately go away. And so the recovery time is way less. Right. You're back at work.
Wow.
Yes, no issues.
And is there what age or range is this affecting women?
So, by the age of 50, 20 to 80% of women will experience fibroids.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, so everyone watching almost has this risk.
Right.
And a lot of times they don't know.
Right, and I know one of the reasons you are advocating for this is because you don't want to see other women go through what you went through.
Absolutely not. I want to make sure that women are able to make informed decisions about their bodies and what they do with their health. A lot of times we don't talk about women's health care. We don't talk about fibroids. We don't talk about periods. It's taboo. You know, it's nasty. It's icky. No one wants to talk about it. And so that's why it's important to have these conversations.
And it's so emotional when you talk to a woman who has gone through this. Is there a good support system that you can build, or is that still lacking? Like you speaking out today, I'm sure is going to help people.
So more and more women are talking about it now, and so we form sister circles, and that's what USA Fibroid Centers kind of have for us. And so myself, Cynthia Bailey, Shay Johnson, Mal Bailey, we travel the world talking about fibroids, but we also form a community to where, you know, it's comfortable, because a lot of times we don't want to have those uncomfortable conversations. So I would say, you know, reach out to your family members, your friends, and talk about it. Let's normalize talking about our cycles. And so, you know, when someone is sitting there and they might be quiet or something, we are out brunching or, you know, what have you, you might say, hey, what's going on? Are you okay? And then, you know, your friend will open up and say, you know, I'm on my cycle and it's pretty heavy. And then you can have that conversation.
Right, especially because it sounds like a lot of the signs and symptoms could mask other things. Like sometimes we have back pain and it might not be fibroids. Like it could be something else. So it's important to really have the conversations.
Absolutely, have the conversations.
Yeah.
How are you doing today, by the way?
I am well today. My mission and my commission is just to continue to talk about it so that women won't go through what I went through, because not only did it affect me physically, but mentally as well. You know, I was married, couldn't have children, a lot of different things that went on. So, yeah. But I'm good today.
It's a heavy lift.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing your story
Thank
today.
you so much for having me.
Yeah, I know it's going to help so many people. So be sure to check in with a medical professional for any major health concerns, because as you said, these symptoms sound like they could be anything.
That's right. And if you want to reach out to Coach Ella for support, head to elladestiny.com.
Excellent. Thank you for being here.